lose interest in things you once loved. You may feel anxious, can't even sleep. Your daily activities and relationships suffer. You know when you just don't feel right. Now here's something you may not know. These are some symptoms of depression, a serious medical condition affecting over 20 million Americans. While the cause is unknown, depression may be related to an imbalance of naturally occurring chemicals between nerve cells in the brain. Zoloft, a prescription medicine, works to correct this imbalance. When you know more about what's wrong, you can help make it right. Only your doctor can diagnose depression. Zoloft is not for everyone. People taking medicines called MAOI shouldn't take Zoloft. Side effects may include dry mouth, insomnia, sexual side effects, diarrhea, nausea, and sleepiness. Zoloft is not habit-forming. Talk to your doctor about Zoloft, the #1 prescribed brand of its kind. Zoloft. When you know more about what's wrong, you can help make it right.
Horsepower Nissan Pathfinder.
How can you tell a good pizza from a great pizza? Here's the real test. Hi, kids. Is this a flavored crust like garlic or butter cheese? No. Looks pretty bland to me. If this was a Hungry Howie's pizza, this crust could be any one of 8 great flavors, from sesame to poppy seed to Cajun.
Get a Howie Maui combo, a large Hawaiian pizza and 2-liter Coke, just $10.99. Plus, enter to win a free Hawaiian vacation.
So, who's up for a video?
We could have called it Backstage Pass at newsweek.msnbc.com, or your sneak peek at a bestseller, or the money-saving travel tips nobody else has, or even get the inside scoop on the latest Hollywood blockbuster right from the mouth of your favorite director at newsweek.msnbc.com. But with so much happening on your weekends, and with Newsweek's top entertainment and lifestyle reporters coming up with so much exclusive stuff, we really only had one clear choice. The Weekend Guide at newsweek.msnbc.com. Your weekend starts here.
At the Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, a figure skating event has turned into an international scandal, and now skating's governing body says it will launch an investigation into what some people, maybe me too, are calling a fix. Here's NBC's David Bloom.
Sources inside the investigation tell NBC News that at a routine post-competition judges meeting Tuesday morning, the French judge, Marie-Rienne Legunier, who cast her vote for the Russian figure skating pair, said she'd been pressured to do so by the French Figure Skating Association. Astounded by this extraordinary admission, the American referee wrote to the president of the International Skating Union, Ottavio Cinquanta, informing him of possible cheating in the judging of Monday night's pairs figure skating competition, where first place was awarded to the Russian pair, Yelena Bereshnaya and Anton Sikerlitsa, stunning many neutral observers who believe the Canadian pair, Jamie Soleil and David Pelletier, deserved the gold. Today, ISU President Cinquanta, while refusing to name names, said he'd personally confronted the accused judge, who denied the charges.
Put yourself in my position. I have an allegation and I have a denial.
Today, the Canadian Olympic team said that it would formally appeal the results of Monday night's competition in the hopes of overturning the results and awarding a second gold medal to Soleil and Pelletier.
We are alleging that there were inappropriate actions taken with respect to the judging. We don't have any conclusive evidence that would prove that, quote-unquote, right now.
Skating officials said that appeal will be heard next Monday and left open the possibility that the results could be changed. And Cinquanta promised swift action if indeed a judge did cheat.
In the case we discover, we find something improper, then there will be very tough.
As to the motive, the allegations focus on possible vote trading between the French and Russian figure skating associations. Both deny any wrongdoing, and the Russians are said to be livid about what they see as little more than sour grapes. David Bloom, NBC News, Salt Lake City.
So it was a French judge that sold out the French Canadians. Isn't that sweet?
So it would appear. But look, I saw that contest, and I saw the Russian male stumble out of a double axel, and I saw the Canadians perform flawlessly. The fixeroo had to be in.
Let's talk about ultimate justice here. That woman, I speak as a man now, Jamie Soleil has got to be the best-looking person who's ever won any Olympic medal. I have a feeling she's got a future in not just skating, but probably Hollywood. What do you think? She's going to come out on top of this.
Yeah, another Sonia Henny.
Let me ask you about another loser, Al Gore. He came back last night. He didn't get a gold medal. He didn't get anything. The guy gave a really nice speech, I have to say, the other night, last night in New York at the Foreign Relations Council. He said the President of the United States is doing a great job. He says whoever the Democrats ever get back in the White House, as long as we live, better give tribute to how great a job George did.
Yes, but then he fell right back into the old Democratic thing about terrorism, the root causes, which he lists as poverty and oppression and so forth. And, you know, the root causes of terrorism are a lust for power. That's really what the root cause of terrorism is. It's not poverty and what have you. There's all kinds of poor people, some of them in this country, and they're not out committing terrorist acts.
And if you were some complete hopeless case in the West Bank of Palestine, and you had no money, no job, and you're dependent on Israel for anything you can get, and you're looking across the border and seeing this first world country, and you're saying, my grandparents used to live in that country, you wouldn't be a little angry?
If I knew what the facts were, I would be angry at the Arab nations which pushed me out in 1948.
You mean they said split?
Yep, they pushed the bulk of them.
Because they said they were going to eventually destroy Israel, so get out of the way.
Yes,
That
exactly.
wasn't exactly the smart strategic move, but you're historically correct.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much, G. Gordon Liddy, a pal of mine. And don't forget, you can get all the latest news delivered by email. You can sign up for our own free daily briefing. Why do I say this every night? Hardball.msnbc.com. Everybody knows that. We'll be right back with what I really think. You're watching Hardball.
A Region in Conflict with Ashley Banfield, weeknights on MSNBC.
What makes a great performance? Years of hard work, attention to detail, a formula that's helped Oppenheimer Global Fund beat 98% of its competition over the past 5 years. Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
Your travels bring you insight, knowledge. Knowledge from the USA Today you get free with your Days in Room. Read all about it, but don't pay for any of it. Free at Days in Hotels when you have the inspiration to book now.
With document distribution from Canon, you can send a document to different locations instantly. Print it in one office, email it to another, and send volumes somewhere else. All at the same time. Hey, welcome to the new office. It's business accelerating.
These people may have little in common, except that they rode through dozens of states for thousands of miles, raising $24 million in one event for the United Way, the most in its history. Another thing they have in common is the company they work for. But the most important thing they have in common is they prove that by working together, ordinary people can do extraordinary things.
Here at Pears Skating, Tom and Sue are on the ice.
And a crossover step. Very, very nice.
Now, is there tomfoolery coming up?
Yes, yes, there it is, tomfoolery. My, oh my.
Who would know they have arthritis?
Celebrex celebrates the Olympic spirit in all of us. Just one Celebrex can relieve the pain, inflammation, and stiffness of osteoarthritis for 24 hours. Celebrex should not be taken if you've had aspirin-sensitive asthma or allergic reactions to aspirin or other arthritis medicines or certain drugs called sulfonamides. In rare cases, serious stomach problems, such as bleeding, can occur without warning. Tell your doctor if you have kidney or liver problems.
And look at the score.
Ask your doctor about Celebrex, official supporter of the 2002 U.S. Olympic team.
Preparation, focus, the strength to perform under all conditions. This drive has made Oppenheimer Quest Balanced Value Fund #1 among balanced funds over the past 10 years. Oppenheimer Funds, the right way to invest.
Now let me tell you what I really think. I predict this scandal with the pairs figure skating will work out for the best, believe it or not. You can't punish the Russians for any misconduct by the judges, especially the French judge, especially when the claims are going to be hard to prove since she's denying it. So the Russians get the gold, but everybody in the world, especially we in North America, know who really won. In the end, it's the Canadians who are going to come out ahead with either top professional careers on the ice, or in the case of Jamie and David, probably a future in Hollywood. Coming up next, the news with Brian Williams at 9 Eastern. Ashley Banfield reports from Iran in a region in conflict. And at 10 Eastern, Alan Keyes is really making sense with the FBI's terror alerts. And join me tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for more Hardball here on MSNBC. See you then.
for you, Pally. Foot powder.
Yeah, foot powder, right. Forget about it.
Well, before you say that, it's a truckload of money.
Sam, I don't do commercials, period.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir. I told them that.
Know why I don't do commercials?
Why's that, pal?
Because they're dishonest. They lie.
Boy, that's strong language.
I'm supposed to peddle some product I don't even use. Forget about it. I'm not going to do it.
I wouldn't let you do it.
You better believe it.
Which would you choose? A fund ranked #1 by Lipper or one rated 5 stars by Morningstar? If you can't make up your mind, choose both. Since its inception in 1985, the Strong Opportunity Fund is ranked #1 in its Lipper class. Plus, it has earned Morningstar's 5-star overall rating, making it a proven performer no matter which way you look at it. Call 1-800-4STRONG or visit us on the web at strong.com. You're one call away from a strong portfolio.
Tonight at 10 on MSNBC, Alan Keyes is Making Sense. Another alert has America on edge. Are these terror warnings keeping us safe or keeping us too scared? There's no issue he won't tackle, nobody he won't take on. Alan Keyes is Making Sense. Tonight at 10, only on MSNBC. Want to be a volcano hunter? Then get ready to breathe sulfur, brave 1,000-degree temperatures, and walk ground that could kill you at any second. Worth the risk? See what these people discovered and judge for yourself. National Geographic Explorer, Sunday at 8, only on MSNBC.
Weekdays, CNBC's new morning lineup. 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern, it's Power Lunch with Bill Griffith and Michelle Caruso-Cabrera. Then at 3 Eastern, Closing Bell with Maria Bartiromo. And at 4, Maria is joined by Tyler Matheson. 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern, it's Business Center with Ron Insana and Sue Herrera. Weekdays on CNBC.
Latest view from above shows a cloud storm across Florida and over western tier states. Hey, with MSNBC and AccuWeather on your side, you don't have to worry about traveling during the course of Thursday. You'll have minor delays because of the wind from Chicago down through Dallas, looking good over the Northeast. City of Angels looking superb, but if you're headed to the Winter Olympics, expect minor delays because of snow. I'm AccuWeather's Jim Kosa.
If we find something wrong, you may be sure that we'll be very, very tough.
Ice storm in Salt Lake City. New charges of boat swapping today in the disputed pairs figure skating competition. Find out what the Canadian stars are saying tonight. The American captured fighting alongside the Taliban, John Walker Lynn, tells a judge he's not guilty. You'll hear from the family of the CIA agent killed hours after talking to him.
Certainly, I should have preferred the death penalty myself.
Tonight, hours after the latest worldwide terrorism alert, 2 men picked up outside the Pentagon. Their stories aren't adding up. We'll show you what else has investigators so concerned. 2 men accused of killing thousands of their own people. Back in the headlines. Tonight, an in-depth look at the case against Saddam Hussein and Slobodan Milosevic.
From NBC News, this is a special edition of the news with Brian Williams. Substituting tonight, Lester Holt, reporting from Salt Lake City.
And you were looking at a live picture of the Olympic cauldron burning intensely at the Rice-Eccles Stadium in Salt Lake City. Perhaps not as intense, however, as the controversy in the air at the 19th Winter Games. I'm coming to you somewhere about 35 miles east of downtown Salt Lake City tonight at the Promontory Mountain Lodge in Upper Deer Valley, Utah. Normally a private lodge for residents of the Promontory development, but they've allowed us to use it tonight, and we thank them for that. It's been nearly 48 hours since a Canadian duo of Jamie Soleil and David Peltier won silver medals in pairs figure skating in Salt Lake. Yet their second place finish behind their Russian competitors is still what people are talking about here in Salt Lake area tonight. Tonight, there are new allegations. The French judge in the competition was pressured to choose the Russian pair over the Canadians so that the Russian judge would return the favor at Friday's ice dancing competition. It's not the first time there have been allegations of fixed judging in the Olympics, but these could be the most public and most controversial charges yet. We begin our coverage tonight with NBC News correspondent David Bloom.
Lester, explosive new details tonight. It turns out it's the American referee who oversaw Monday night's figure skating competition, who's alleging that the results may have been fixed by a French judge.
Sources inside the investigation tell NBC News that at a routine post-competition judges meeting Tuesday morning, the French judge, Marie-Rien Legunier, who cast her vote for the Russian figure skating pair, said she'd been pressured to do so by the French Figure Skating Association. Astounded by this extraordinary admission, the American referee wrote to the president of the International Skating Union, Ottavio Cinquanta, informing him of possible cheating in the judging of Monday night's pairs figure skating competition, where first place was awarded to the Russian pair, Yelena Bereshnaya and Anton Sikerlitsa, stunning many neutral observers who believe the Canadian pair, Jamie Soleil and David Peltier, deserved the gold. Today, ISU President Cinquanta, while refusing to name names, said he'd personally confronted the accused judge, who denied the charges.
Put yourself in my position. I have an allegation and I have a denial.
Today, the Canadian Olympic team said that it would formally appeal the results of Monday night's competition in the hopes of overturning the results and awarding a second gold medal to Soleil and Peltier.
We are alleging that there were inappropriate actions taken with respect to the judging. We don't have any conclusive evidence that would prove that, quote-unquote, right now.
Skating officials said that appeal will be heard next Monday and left open the possibility that the results could be changed. And Cinquanta promised swift action if indeed a judge did cheat.
In the case we find something improper, then will be very tough.
As to the motive, the allegations focus on possible vote trading between the French and Russian figure skating associations. Both deny any wrongdoing, and the Russians are said to be livid about what they see as little more than sour grapes. Lester?
David Bloom in Salt Lake tonight. For more on the skating controversy, we're joined by Mike Selazik. He is a sports columnist for MSNBC.com. Mike is with us tonight from Salt Lake City. Mike, thanks for being here again. Is there a way out of this for the ISU?
The way out of it is to, now that the ball has started to roll, I really think that they have both an opportunity and an obligation to do something, do it quickly, and to totally revamp the scoring system and the way the whole organization is run. The opportunity is there, as I said, and they have to grab it or they have no credibility whatever.
So the opportunity there is to change the scoring system, but in terms of a swap of medals, can we pretty much rule out that as to ever happening?
No, there won't be a swap of medals, and I think that would be terribly unfair to the Russian couple who did, they skated their best. They thought they had won it on the ice. They got the gold medal. If anything, I would award a second gold medal to the Russians. There's precedent for that in 1992 in Barcelona in the synchronized swimming competition. There was a gold and silver that was decided by what was later determined to be a judging error, an unintentional error, and sometime after the competition they gave a gold medal to the silver medalist as well. So there were two gold medalists, and I think that's the only fair way to handle it.
But Mike, what do you do with the judging? It is a subjective judging process, just like boxing. How do you change that?
Well, you can close loopholes in the scoring. There's room for, they give the judges a lot of room for interpretation, and you can close those alleys and make the take away the interpretation and make it more technical. You could also, although the ISU doesn't seem to be willing to do this, I think it is almost imperative that they put judges out there who don't have skaters in contention in that same competition. There are 75 nations in the International Skating Union, and the judges are almost always include judges from nations, the Russian judge when the Russian's out there, the American, the Canadian, and so on and so forth. And let's get rid of them and have Norwegians or Germans or anybody who's not in that particular competition skating for a medal.
And Mike, but there's something bigger at stake here. If these accusations of collusion turn out to be true, that's a much different deal. How does the ISU deal with that? Does it simply come out and say it happened?
That's a tough one because there have been allegations before. You can't talk to anybody in this business and not hear that there has been collusion before, and everybody knows there has been. This time it happened to come out. We have the statement that the French judge allegedly made to the American referee, Fenig, and if that's true, that breaks this kind of omerta, this vow of silence to keep everything within the family. And I really have a feeling that now that there's been a little break in that dike, that we're going to have a lot of things coming out over the next week or two from people who had never wanted to speak before, just as you do when you have a government scandal breaking.
Mike Selizik, my colleague from MSNBC.com. Mike, thanks for joining us tonight. Now for a look at today's competition and where things stand. But first, we like to give you that warning. We do like to bring you the news first. We understand, though, that some of the events have not been shown in your time zone. If you don't want to know the results, a good opportunity to push the mute on your television. Now, a great day for U.S. alpine skiers as Bodie Miller came back from 15th place finish at the downhill portion of the combined event to make up much time. In the slalom section, he finished with a silver medal. That's the first alpine medal for an American man since 1994. The gold went to Norway. Austria took the bronze. And in ski jumping, Switzerland's Simon Ammann became the first person to win a second gold medal in Salt Lake with a win in the 120-meter ski jump. For the latest on the medal count, we invite you to log on to the website of NBC News, MSNBC.com. There is a lot more news we want to report to you on this Wednesday night. When we come back, accused Taliban fighter John Walker Lynn tells a judge he's not guilty. But that wasn't the only drama in the courtroom. And the traffic stop near the Pentagon that officials now say may have helped foil plans for another terrorist attack. We'll be right back.